If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Lawful Stupid just jumped over. First of all, it's free, and we love that. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, wherever you're at, all on the go. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. There are a lot of other vendors out there, a lot of platforms that they will make sure your podcast gets to. So it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with zero minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everyone, Devin here. Before we jump into the episode, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the biggest thing going on at Lawful Stupid right now. It's May, which means that it's time for Min-Max Mankind. Min-Max Mankind is our annual charity drive where we roll a dice at the end of every game in the month of May, and we donate the amount to a charity. Our charity, once again, for the third year in a row, is Child's Play Charity. They're an amazing organization, and they seek to minimize the pain, fear, anxiety that can come along with hospital stays for children specifically. And the way that they do this is through donating games and entertainment. But it's only possible through donations from people like you and me in the form of monies. So we at Lawful Stupid are partnering with some other great organizations to get the word out. This year we're working with Nerd Asylum, Halfway to Heroes podcast, and Chasm Quest D&D podcast to really get the word spread about the charity drive. And we are challenging you right now, at the end of any tabletop game that you play in May, roll a d20 and donate that amount to charity. Now maybe you're someone who says, I don't have anyone to play with. I don't have a regular game. Well, that's fine too. You can just straight up donate as well. And so if you're in any one of those particular scenarios, stop what you're doing right now before the episode starts. You can head on over to minmaxmankind.org. Link is in the bottom of the episode. And you can donate to Child's Play Charity or any charity you want and tell us about it. Now, if you donate to Child's Play Charity, we have a link that directly links to our page and we get information back about how much is donated. But if you choose to go with someone else, and that's fine, just tell us a little bit about it. If you donate at least $10 or more, we're going to enter you into a raffle to win some of the very, very cool prizes that these gracious merchants and artists have donated to us. And you'll see a lot about them on our Instagrams and our Twitters as we go throughout the month of May. We're going to be highlighting everyone who's donated something for an entire day all to themselves. So we hope that you're paying attention as well. Once you've donated the $10 or more, we're hoping that you will also carry on this challenge and challenge others to do the same thing. Our goal this year is to raise $3,500 for Child's Play Charity. And a little cherry on top for you, if you share about Min-Max Mankind in your page, you tag us, Lawful Stupid, and use the hashtag MinMaxMankind, you're going to get an extra entry for the raffle portion for the prizes at the end of May. We will be drawing names on May 30th, and so we'll be contacting the winners on the June 1st, the week of June 1st, following that. So, Min-Max Mankind, it's here. You're going to hear this at the beginning of every episode. But beyond that, we hope that you donate to just anyone all the time. Take the story beyond the table. Be better people than you were yesterday. Thank you so much for listening now. I hope you enjoy the episode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of No DM Allowed Q&A of Lawful Stupid. We have a good old heart-to-heart with everyone except our good dear Chainsaw. And warning, spoilers are bound for up to episode 27. And
Hey, Chainsaw, real quick, can you do me a favor? Hey, can you headphones off, Chainsaw? Appreciate that.
Got him.
Now that he's gone. So these are all questions we have curated from our Discord, which if you're not on, you should totally be on our Discord. And I hope this will be enlightening for everyone. First question from our dear friend Keys. This is actually a Campaign 1 question, which is why it is first. When did you know Atlas was a god? Was that something you and Dwayne had figured out and planned for? Your character evolution was pretty intense. What? I felt like post you all going your side missions, the campaign could have gone on for another 20 or 40 episodes before the conclusion. Devin, what do you have to say for yourself?
What do you... I will say...
Unmute yourself. You monster!
I'm
you
not
failed
muted
us
to,
in
I'm
this
muted to
QA
you guys.
already.
I'm not muted on my mic. But I guess it's probably important for you guys to hear.
Yes.
No, it was not intentional. I think we fell into a stride. Probably the last third of the campaign. There was a point where Dwayne's just like, "Hey, it's obvious we're heading into this kind of an end game. It's all coming to a head. Where do you see your character going?" And he kind of gave us the freedom to choose what we wanted to do, kind of end of story with that. And now we didn't get everything we wanted because he was like, "Hey, still narratively it needs to work. So I'm gonna try as much to give you that ending you want, but it needs to fit my story." And so collaboratively, it worked really well that way.
So you chose to be a god.
Well, it was kind of like.
I actually brought you to that. I said, "Hey, is that something you are interested in?"
Yes, and I was.
Because like I had always had like this like open slot, and that had always been an idea. But whether it was going to be Atlas or not, that was a conversation I had to have with them. I actually had that conversation with Shane first. He was like, "Hey, you should probably hit up Devin before just like rolling him into that," and so that's what inspired that.
And I feel like even if it wasn't going to be Atlas, that was going to be a thing that happened at the end, regardless. So
the fifth god was always a thing.
I have a follow-up question to that in that case. Did you have a talk with Alex, and what was Rowan going to do?
For the end game, absolutely. But of course, as we all know, Rowan had like a different take, right? He ended up going in separate ways. So we actually had several conversations with him, and one long conversation where we talked about like how he would go out, how we would do that, because at the time, like obviously Rowan hasn't come back, but he wasn't sure if he was coming back or it was like a maybe. So we kind of wrote it in a way that he could come back if he needed to, or if he was ready to, and stuff like that.
Rowan's just gonna burst into campaign 2.
And then to answer that, last piece, you're absolutely right. We could have went another 20 to 40, 60 episodes. When I had prepped for season 2 of campaign 1, I actually prepped for like a long time. Because we at the time hadn't had the full plan of rotating DMs and stuff like that, so I was planning for a longer story. So I actually condensed a lot of that. That's why it feels very intense, feels very rushed. It's because some of that character growth probably skipped 4 or 5 episodes worth of character growth that would have been natively like campaign 1 or season 1. So.
And then someone decided to turn into a fucking dragon.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
That didn't change anything. That was interesting, but I'm working on it. Don't you worry.
Tragic. Okay.
Tragic.
Our next question comes from B, and it is: what's the hardest part about getting into your character? What's the easiest?
Ooh.
That's a fun one.
Who goes first?
I think you, because
for me it's voice. I'll just start. I'll just fuck it. I'll roll in. It's voice. It's always voice. The only voice that like instinctively comes to me naturally right now is Fendel, because I just did him so much, right? And then like Delmore is like a squeaky voice that I always have to like find, and it's hard to do that emotionally. I think like doing an emotionally charged with that, and then Garrett's just like Carter Spawn, so that was easy. But it's just finding that voice.
Garrett
it's a
is
variation of Carter Spawn. Yep.
Madman on my ship.
Madman Garrett.
Yeah, I definitely do voice too. That is the easiest thing getting into character. Obviously, there's jokes about when I clear my throat right before, like, oh, you're just coughing to get into character. Well, guess what? It is. But no, it's not. You don't have to like. I at least don't have to do a whole lot to get into character. Just sit down and be like, okay, I'm a pirate now. Let's go. Square up, my dude.
Let's go. Square up, my dude.
Square up, my dude. It also helps that Perry does not have a terribly difficult voice for me to do.
Mine is definitely voice as well. I mean, y'all hear me go like, ah, at the beginning. Just
That's true. That happens.
Shoving my voice up into my nose is probably the easiest part. I actually find that I have trouble not reacting in certain ways when I'm already in the middle of something as Oslo. Like, for instance, when I killed the bird. Mm-hmm. And Ray was super upset. It took everything for me not to be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't actually mean to kill the bird, but I'm okay with killing the bird. And I had to stop and like swallow that back in and be Oslo, because Oslo does not give a shit about that bird.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, about that scene specifically,
Fair.
Perry's a lot more upset than Ray is. Perry, when she finds out, is a lot more upset than I am.
Well, it's okay because we fixed it. Sort of.
I mean, I guess.
I gave you chocolate, it's fine.
To be fair, there is options for that. I just wasn't high enough level to fix it.
What were you gonna do?
Don't worry, it's fine. Devin, what's the easiest and the hardest thing about getting into character?
The easiest thing is we have one character. We haven't had a DM.
Well, you have two
so
characters.
That's me.
Yeah, you have two.
I do now, as of this. Yeah, I guess the hardest part is sometimes like I slip into the other voices for you guys, and then I guess it's hard keeping track now as Barrett Skysong of all the things that I've got to still do in character without you guys in character knowing it.
I am so impressed with all of that.
Clever boy.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
Oh,
I'm so angry and also so impressed that you have set this up and kept it straight and kept it from us until episode 27.
Woof.
spoiler thing.
Woof.
What Finn knows, what's
That was definitely hard for Devin.
That's true, and knowing the difference between what Finn knows and what Skysong knows. And so I find myself having to like ask Perry, hey, what about this thing? So that like when you tell me now I can add that to my book of things that
I
Skysong
find that,
knows.
on a side note, I find that a fun challenge as a DM as well, keeping track of what each faction or each character knows about what the PCs have been doing.
Yeah, it's also fun like being
that's true.
so much further ahead before we listen to everyone else's headphones off moments. Because like there's very genuine reactions to, oh, is that so? And then like you go back and there's headphones off moment that confirm the thing you were saying or are completely different than the thing you were saying, and that's wild. Keeping that knowledge straight. Okay.
Oh,
True.
Next question. Devin, you asked this one. I don't know how much we want to get into this one, but Devin says, let's talk trees and that whole storyline. Why were they being chopped down? Interesting theory about them being necessary for airship travel, and the Twilight Tree Peeps being so dominating because they're trying to protect the island from the Alliance. So tell me about your tree theory. Let's talk about trees.
Okay, so and I don't know if this was someone in the Discord who also had this theory as well. And Shane, this may be the first time he's listening right now to this.
No, he's got his headphones off.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
really.
I don't believe that for a second. That's why he's responding to these things that we're doing. So I think the trees, obviously when they're being chopped down in the one episode where we're traveling to, no, I'm getting mixed up.
No, Tangia.
Tangia, the first time.
Yeah, we were traveling.
No, we were
from
not
Tangia.
traveling to
From
Tangia.
Tangia
We
to
were
the
traveling
next-
to
yeah, next place.
Tearsport,
So trees are getting chopped down.
Yeah.
And it seems to be
the
that it's for
starship
the
or whatever.
Alliance for some purpose. But then there's also the added issue of like the tribesmen from Finn's Island. And so what I think is the trees, that they are magical in some nature, and that they are being used to power the airship. And that's why they're needed. And then add in the extra, I think it was Zebra who said that he thinks that all of these years that Finn's been alive, the reason why that tribe has been so mean and evil is because it's their way of protecting the island and not letting anybody get away. So the trees there have more magical potential. And so instead of having people come to the island and the Alliance knowing about that, the amount of energy and magic in those trees, they've gone out and, they're basically a barrier from the Alliance coming and destroying our island.
I especially like that second part. I have my own theory as to what powers the airship, but I don't know if it's something that Chainsaw may have taken from Oslo's backstory. It would not be a wooden powering thing. It would be it would be magical, yeah, but it's not anything that Oslo has mentioned yet either. I don't think.
I would agree. I actually know what powers the ships. It's players' tiers based on Devin and I.
Yes, of course.
Specifically.
And it's going for a long time, baby.
That tracks. The trees being used to power the airships is really intriguing. The one thing, I don't know how much of an iron fist the Alliance has as far as like the people who work for it, but that's a lot of people to like keep the existence of an airship from, considering that absolutely no one had heard of them. I don't know if they're like being told ulterior information, but there are a lot of people involved with the deforestation and like no one knew about the airship.
Or just everyone that sees the airship dies.
Oh. That's a lot of people.
And that's why they kept everyone
that's why
on
there's a
lockdown
curfew.
in Tears Port.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone's on lockdown in Tears Port so no one would see the airship or no one would talk about the airship or whatever.
I don't know. I think you guys are reading way too much into that because, like, while Delmore didn't know about the airship specifically, like, that wasn't surprising news to him. And I think the airship's, like, being... I see fucking Shane's face. It's not surprising that they end up having that technology. I don't think... Like, you can't hide an airship. Even if you put people in a lockdown, like, that's not... You can't hide that. It's too loud. It makes too much noise. Don't you fucking listen. Don't worry about what I said in character. It's fine. You can't hide it. Like, you can't. And Perry knew about it and survived, right? Like...
This is true.
I don't know. I think it's... I don't think that's... I think it's just... I don't think it's that. I don't think that it's so hidden. I think more people know about it. I think we're just isolated in that because of our experience in the world. More than anything else.
Intriguing. Okay. Onward. Now we get to Inverted Zebra, who supplied, I would guess, about 95% of these questions. Thank you very much.
A lot.
My dear friend. Question for Perry and Oslo. You guys went back to the Ram and took this mission for Rambius, but assuming you aren't about to get roped into a grand story, what's the next move in their minds? What an excellent question. I don't think there's a next move. Like, I think just... The sudden... narratively of, like, we don't have our captain now, and also we're not two people used to operating like this, was super weird, and it was just the next logical move to go back to the Ram. But after that, no idea.
So if the Ram
Well, you guys started a cart rental business.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Duh, you had a cart.
So if the Ram hadn't had a plan for us, or if we had not taken his thing and Devin and Dwayne had just left the podcast.
That'd be a pretty cool podcast. Pretty cool D&D campaign.
It's just us now.
Just two players.
Every time you die, you replace out your host, your players.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be crazy as fuck.
Oh wow, that would be interesting. No, so Oslo, and this actually came up in Rombius when it got kind of quiet, and so Oslo started trying to, like, look up basically the wharf master that was in Tangia, and she would have tried to track him down as well as the guy who took her gun. I don't know how much she would have gotten on the guy who took her gun, but she actually had a pretty decent lead knowing where at least the wharf master was. And whether or not she would have roped Perry into helping her do that is up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, Perry's definitely going to be clinging to the hope that Delmore and Finn are still alive out there. There's just nothing we can do about it right now. So
yeah, Oslo wouldn't have tried to, like, find any way to find them. As far as she knows, they're dead. The Alliance kills people. That's what she knows of them. However, this guy, she wants to kill.
Right.
So I don't know if Perry would have been on board with that, or if Perry would have known until Oslo was suddenly on top of this guy killing him. But
there's only one way to find out. We gotta find that guy. Hate that guy. Okay. Next question, also from Inverted Zebra. For Finn, you got final words of source with Delmore. What, if any, would be your final words to Perry and Oslo?
Oof. I think for Perry, it would be staying true to who you are. It seemed like you were going through, always trying to, like, find yourself or find your purpose or repurpose yourself. Like, you kind of just had lost everything. Yes, quite. I mean, that's super appropriate. And so, find something and stick with it and stop doubting yourself. And then in that situation, we're both about to die. So if that's what you're asking, or if you're saying, like, if it was just Finn leaving, that's what I've said. For Ozo, it would have been, one day you're going to be a dragon. Don't you worry about it. You spread those wings and fly away.
New goal.
New goal. Grow wings.
New goal.
Also, keep my money. It's fine.
Yes!
Okay.
You're my new favorite!
Before you peacefully die. Next question from Inverted Zebra. For the PCs, including those not with us anymore, who is your favorite NPC crewmate, and why? I like Barnabas. He's the most competent person on this ship. Perry likes Barnabas. He's the most competent person on the ship. Ray likes Rail a lot. That's my boy. He's perfect and I love him. I wish Perry didn't hate him so much.
Yeah, I mean, favorites. My favorites. Probably Tap.
Oh, he's good.
Oslo's is Tap.
Like, he's a good comedic relief. Yeah, I mean, so Delmore's though would be Rail. I think Delmore likes his magic ability. Delmore never investigated it like Garrett did, but he liked the utility behind what he was doing.
I think mine's Lark. I don't think that Finn is just close to any of the external crew. He's got, this crew he's having to learn already, like the PCs, and so he saw a guy shoot a cannon at a dude and he thought that was cool. But beyond that, as relationship wise, he just says, Rail's a mystery.
What about Sky Song?
Oh, Sky Song does not like Barnabas. I know that. Does not care for.
Oh yeah,
does
Rail,
not care for him.
Yeah.
Rail, still a mystery.
This is true.
Oh, for Garrett, it's Rail for sure.
Yeah, we knew this.
I mean, even though he makes fun of his magic, yeah, I mean, he's got undead minions. It's pretty cool.
Oslo's is definitely Tap. A fellow explosion lover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A good boy.
Okay. Inverted Zebra again. I said that aggressively. I didn't.
Again.
We love
No,
it.
thanks, dude.
Again.
Again.
Did you guys collaborate on classes session 0 or prior to make sure there was a better balance, or did it just work out that way? This one's fun because I think you guys had your characters worked out like months before I even knew I was going to be part of this. And I was just like, well, what do you need?
No.
Not that early.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, okay. That was the...
No, I think I finalized my guy just before Drawlicon.
Okay. So a couple months.
So.
I think Oslo was still a concept at Drawlicon. I don't remember exactly when I first drew, or maybe it was right before Drawlicon where I decided that she was what I was gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
It was like right before that, yeah.
I don't have any recollection.
Yeah, Delmore was actually supposed to be a human.
Yeah, the party was
yeah.
almost 3 humans and a lizard.
Yes, that would have been so funny.
Yep. And then I picked something that I wasn't allowed to use, and so then I had to switch.
Oh yeah, Shane did. He stopped through on his way from California, and we did chit chat about it quite a bit. So that he helped me kind of build Finnegan at first.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Finn was one of the last ones to really get finalized, right?
Yeah, because I wanted something different. Like, and I say different. I don't know that he was much different from Atlas really, and so.
Yeah, you ended up going Barbarian.
No,
right? You multi-classed into Barbarian.
And so I think I did Fighter. No, I did Barbarian. Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, because
you did Barbarian because you had Rage.
So thank goodness for Sky Song, something completely different.
Sky Song is very different in general from your characters.
Yes.
He wears a shirt.
The two that I've seen. I don't know.
Yeah, he wears a shirt.
Yeah,
nailed
that's
it.
true. That we know of.
Well,
I mean, it could be just like illusion changed to look like he has a shirt on. I don't know.
Under
Oh,
that shirt,
gross.
he's shirtless.
Gross.
Gas.
True.
Oh no.
It's a magical shirt. You can't actually touch it. You can look, but not touch.
He's actually only wearing plate armor that's been glamored to look like leather armor.
Ooh. Now there's an idea. You ever wonder why Skysong makes ungodly clanking noises when he walks around? It's because he's not actually wearing
No,
clothes.
I can't hear it over Perry's clinking noises, so
You
that's
ever wonder how
normal.
Skysong tries to match step with Perry whenever she moves?
It's weird. He only
There you
walks
go.
when she walks. It's weird.
Hey, Captain, do you have to go to
That's
the bathroom?
strange.
Could you walk that way, please?
No. Why?
No reason.
You've really got to stop.
I can't
doing
wait for this
that.
next question.
Okay. Oslo,
Yes.
how does it feel to be an Alliance spy? Did you do it for the money, or is it more complicated? And this is from our dearly deceived friend, Inverted Zebra. I think about 6 hours before Wick's episode
It was
came out.
right before the Sky Song Wick backstory episode came out, and before that backstory episode came out, Ray and I had some very, very strong theories about Sky Song being a spy.
There's a few very heated phone calls.
Yeah, phone calls, messages, freakouts in the Walmart checkout line.
Yep.
Yeah. So screw you guys. I'm not the spy. It's the new guy. Who would have fucking thought?
Spygate.
Thinks it's the lizard.
I don't know. You could still be the spy.
I
Hey,
could be.
we
I
could
will admit
we could all
that.
be spies.
True. I am the shiftiest of you guys, probably, and I will admit, cool, I could be a spy, but clearly Sky Song has done it better.
That is fair.
I can't
Who wore it better?
physically change myself. That you know of.
To be fair, Sky Song would just change what he wears to wear it better, so
This is true.
it's unfortunate.
Indeed.
The dead board. Okay. Another question from Inverted Zebra. This is just the interview with Inverted Zebra show.
I love
Who
it.
cares? That's what that tells me.
That's true. Perry, your family and friends were pirates, right? Pirates is capitalized. Were they like PBS Kids pirates? Again, capitalized. Very G-rated plunderers? Or, also capitalized, was it all the deaths she's seen that makes her so reluctant to do harm? Intriguing question.
Remember that time she stabbed that knife in that guy's neck?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like was very quick to beat up guards that were. Yeah, no, I don't think do no harm is on her like plate of things to do other than murder people. She just doesn't want to kill people.
No, she uses non-lethal damage. Oslo is the one who murders people.
This is true.
Yeah, but that's not the same as do no harm. Okay, I can do a lot of harm to you guys without killing you.
Is that a threat?
Okay.
It's a promise. It's the guarantee.
It could be seduction for all I care. Like, I mean, just it's reality.
Come fight me. So,
Quarantine.
a story arc I really want to, not arc, but like character concept I really want to do with Perry is the redemption of doing something horrible. The fact, like, what happens in her background story of all of her family and having to do that, and the fact that that is something she's been doing for like 10 years, is really getting to her, partly because she blames herself for what happened to her family, whether or not that is reasonable or not. One thing I was actually considering as I was throwing her together like 2 weeks before session 0 was that she was a fallen paladin, that kind of paladin, the one who's Oathbreaker. Thank you. I don't know what I was thinking. Fallen's Asimar. Oathbreaker paladin, but the god she broke her oath was evil, and that therefore she's now good, and that just didn't work out mechanically. But Perry is just, she's out here, she's vibing, she blames herself for a lot of things, and she's trying to not do bad stuff anymore, which is why killing someone with a knife to their throat was so very, very upsetting to her.
So you bet it.
What? No.
Oh, but Barney does it and it's fine.
Well, okay.
Barney didn't force someone's hand into it.
Old habits die hard, also. To answer the first question, her family were not G-rated pirates whatsoever. That hasn't been addressed super a lot in the story, and I don't think it will, because it's uninteresting background stuff, but no one sails away from the Howling Rose. You either join or you die. That's why her job was such an integral part of it. No. Nope.
They were pirates.
Pirates.
All right.
Okay. Garrett, question for you from Inverted Zebra.
Oh.
What brought you to work for the Rebellion? Even if it was a splinter cell that caused the explosions, it seemed like you would give a pretty sour taste for the Rebellion as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's, Per's one shot. His whole thing is, like, develop alchemic formulas. He gets the opportunity to kind of learn that truth serum, which is a big one, to pick up. So that, like, leads that story thread, and then he, of course, meets, Spy Song, and from there they, like, have a good relationship. You talk about the Rebellion. I mean, honestly, it could have been the Alliance's fault as much as the Rebellion's fault, right? For him, that just doesn't matter, right? He's like a person who just, the grander politics of the world don't affect him because he's already lost everything. So, like, he's got his own thing to go on. He's not worried about the bigger scheme of Tangia or the Sapphire Seas specifically.
The part where your wife and child died because you tried to protect them is just heart-wrenching.
Oof, it
Just want
is.
to throw that
Yep.
in there. It's rough.
Yeah, it's not great.
Some bad stuff. Okay. Inverted Zebra, once again. Do any of you wish Shane would have at least allowed a persuasion roll for Eddie and Steven to come along with you? I've been thinking about this one. It's sad the way it worked out, but it's so narratively satisfying as well.
I agree. I'm fine with them not getting a persuasion roll. It works. It was a good ending to their story.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't feel bad about it because I trust Shane as a TM that if it was impossible for me to succeed, he just wouldn't have me roll, and so therefore, I trust his judgment.
And I've played with Shane long enough.
He's also on this call
Yes,
listening
yes.
and is staring at me intently. So
And I've played with him long enough to know you don't cheat Shane's NPCs. That's kind of like the tagline. You don't cheat.
yeah, that's true. You don't.
If you
do
go to
that.
a store,
You cheat Dwayne's NPCs, you'll have a 45-minute conversation that nobody wants to relive. You cheat Shane's NPCs, you get a werewolf claw. So, like, watch out.
What?
Well, that's not exactly what happened, but
let's
it's
move
close
on.
enough.
Let's move on. Anyways,
That's a
rip,
good story for another
rip
time.
Steven and Eddie.
Rip Steve and Eddie. But very narratively satisfying.
Agreed. I'm fine with it.
Inverted Zebra, once again.
Oh, okay, got it. She's fine with their death. Put it out there, guys.
We've been new this.
We've been
new this. Okay. From Inverted Zebra. Ray, that's me. For you as a player, did you improv that prayer, player prayer, or had you prepared some idea of Iona prayers beforehand? The only part of that I wrote down was the list of names because I knew I was not going to remember them. So I just had in my notebook all of the names of the Howling Crew. The rest I made up on the spot. That is not a terribly interesting answer. I'm used to dramatic monologues in the sky.
In the sky?
It'd be like that, yeah. You know, geologists be weird. Or scientists be like that.
Weirder than I thought, apparently. All right, good to know. I already had a level, and you changed it.
Are you
so
hiring?
thank you.
I'm available. Another question from Inverted Zebra. Not knowing how the Phoenix Feather works exactly and knowing how it played out, do you think you could have pushed the fight with the Jackal further to let him kill Delmore and possibly used it to revive him after finishing the Jackal? We talked a little bit about this and the fact that you have to attune to it, but if that hadn't been the case, how do we think the fight would have played out differently?
I have a feeling that the Jackal would have just taken his dead body and then Delmore would have revived inside of his torture chamber.
Yeah.
The Phoenix flies in, sheds one tear on Delmore's body, and he comes back.
That's the wrong book.
Shoot.
And then he gets tortured to death again.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
realistically, let's say the amulet wasn't a tuned requirement. That fight could have gone differently because, like, then you know that you have a Phoenix down essentially, which changes how you fight, right?
The
Do I think we would have won that fight? A lizard down? Probably not. It was already going to be challenging with a lizard, and we were already wounded, so like.
Cause there was like our second or third fight after a long rest.
And there was no short rest, no nothing
That was bad.
in between there.
The one thing
Yep.
after listening to the the private episode with Delmore and Finn and everything that happened there, honestly my first thought was I shouldn't have healed him at all. Because then there's the chance he would have just beefed it on the tarmac and not been tortured. And that makes me very sad.
No, I mean, because he already healed Delmore to like bring him back, and healed Finn to bring him back. So like, you would have just saved your points. That's it.
But like,
I mean, he would have just revived him to fuck him up.
if I hadn't healed him and then we stalled long enough for Delmore to just die there. On the one hand, he could have like.
Oh, I get what you're
because
saying.
I healed Delmore.
Yeah, died in that battle. Yeah, in that battle specifically.
Because I only healed him up to what I think 8 hit points, and I was like that'll be fine. And then he got taken. But if I had just not healed Delmore, that wouldn't have happened, and that could have been worse. Because then maybe the Jackal would have called for reinforcements, and we all would have beefed it. But I don't know.
What a new podcast this
What a
would be.
new podcast this would
A
be.
whole new pod.
Dazzling place I never knew.
We just start campaign 3 if all of us died at once.
Campaign 3 happens
And
concurrently.
Shane would forever just have the biggest narrative blue balls ever, right? Like,
Let me see him.
he just doesn't get to finish his story.
It's just the Oslo show now. It's fine.
This is true.
Everyone has to play kobolds. Ozzo goes and finds another pack of kobolds, and then we all go take over the alliance. It's fine.
All lizard party. All lizard party.
Lizard party.
Okay. Another question from Inverted Zebra. Thank you so much. Finn obviously learned that the Jackal was ordered to keep Delmore alive. So do you think he would have actually fully killed him had you two pushed the attack originally, or was it a total bluff? Kind of just answered this one.
I think it was... I don't know. I think he was ordered to probably keep him alive.
No, he even said it was brought up in our side story that he couldn't kill him.
So he just...
Well, I wonder if he had gone through with the bluff and killed Delmore, if they just had something on board that would have brought him back. Revivify or something.
Yeah. I had thought that too.
I mean...
If they're that concerned with keeping
people
also
alive
an
option.
to torture them, there's no way they don't have someone who can just cast Raise Dead or Revivify or something.
Very possible.
Okay. Inverted Zebra. All of you, what encounter up to this point would you like a redo on? What would you have tried to do differently?
I know I've got the main one. I really wish I hadn't went back to the cart. I feel like it would have gone a different way. Maybe we would have only lost Delmore. Maybe we wouldn't have lost either of them at all. There's no way of telling. But I do wish that I hadn't been the first one to say, I'm gonna run back to the cart, and now I'm the one back to the cart, and everyone else is going the opposite way. So it makes sense narratively, but I do really feel like that was part of the reason that encounter was so fucked up.
I agree with you.
That was a rough one. I would have redone the encounter at the cart where Barnabas killed that dude. I was a little bit out of it for that fight, but I wish I had done something more productive with him than just punching him in the face. Like if I just hog-tied him and left him on the side of the road so he didn't do anything, then Barnabas wouldn't have killed him.
I was very close to also throwing a knife at that point, or shooting an arrow from a little bag or something, like poking my head out. But
there was something about that fight specifically that Star and I discussed when the guard was looking through all the bags of grain and stuff. Like our contingency plan for if Oslo got found, we didn't discuss it, but it was the same plan.
It was the same plan. It was, that's my emotional support kobold, and Oslo starts screaming for Perry.
That was the plan. I was just gonna run up and be like, oh, you found my pet. She's been missing for days. Thank you. She just loves to hide in the grain bags, and we don't want to poke through them because we're trying to sell them. So, Devin, tell us about your regrets.
Regret would probably, I don't. So you say encounter? Does it necessarily have to be? So if I encounter,
no, it doesn't have to be
encountered
combat.
on the airship. I think looking back, I probably should have gone to the helm and attempted to, I don't know, like take the ship down in some form of fashion. I don't know that it would have worked either. It seems like it was like a big, elaborate contraption, and I don't know that one man could have done that. But maybe looking back, I would have attempted that instead.
I would have just changed Devin's choice to jump on the ship.
Yes.
Because like statistically, he was so unlikely to like break Delmore out, right? With his specific skill set, Oslo would have had a higher chance being stealthy and having lockpicking skills and stuff like that.
And there was still the question of could we even have gotten back to the ground?
Yeah, it's the question is whether we survive. We could definitely get back to the ground.
But in the moment, Finn could not think about that. All he could think about was my friend.
No, right, agreed.
And I'm going. And death?
Agreed.
You know how Finn feels about death. Like, he don't care.
He don't care.
That was a tough position.
Well, right, and just like Delmore shouldn't have like kept fighting him, but that was Delmore's thing to do, right? So
I was very conflicted about what to do there too, because like me as a player was like, I should go help Finn. Like, no, there's no way I can hang on to that, and then we're both gonna die up there. That was a tough spot to be in as well.
It's very true.
I think that's the encounter Perry regrets most, not me. Perry, the not jumping onto the boat. Not obviously she doesn't know what happened on it, but okay.
Yep.
Inverted Zebra. Delmore, if it's not risking a down road reveal, what was the depth of your relationship with Velgen? Once again, probably butchering the name. Okay, is it Velgen? Is it Belgian? Is it Delgen? What letter?
It's Belgian. Huh? No, it's just
like
Belgian.
The waffle?
Belgian? Yeah.
Like the nationality?
Like the soup kitchen?
Like the waffle?
The waffle? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, so, it's one of those things that we've kept pretty open ended, and there's definitely been references to Delmore like having somebody he loves, like specifically like romantically, and it's not Belgian. Like he definitely loves Belgian, or loved Belgian, but not in a romantic way. That was also prior to like his true understanding of what it meant to be one of the hounds, because that wasn't always his like interpretation of them until it was too late. So that's where I'll leave that, because I want to leave a lot of open room, and honestly a lot of it would be my own interpretation.
As we know, death is not the end, so somewhere out there Delmore is
not
doing something with or without Belgium. Inverted zebra.
Hopefully without.
Oh, you never know. Oslo. You get depicted as the mascot, the cute backpack riding tiny dragon. What part of your past could tell us about that would change our minds?
I feel like at this point, there is no escaping the tiny backpack mascot. Like, Oslo's got a fucking gun, and now I'm just the murder-crazy, adorable lizard that rides on people's shoulders.
Lizard's got a gun.
Exactly. And I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with being the mascot, adorable, riding on the shoulders, as long as I also get to be, you know, a little murder-crazy. Not crazy. She's not murder-crazy, but, like, a little okay with
Remains
just
to be
killing
seen.
people. Because she's okay with just killing people. Yeah.
Cold-blooded, you might say.
Cold-blooded, indeed.
We haven't yet seen the scale of her bloodthirstiness. Her talent lies untested. I'll be here all week, and the next one.
How do I leave this call again?
And the next one, and the next one. Okay, this one is from Zant Jeketh. I am almost certainly pronouncing that incorrectly. So, what's Barrett's motivation? Just to perform, or to be accepted as a changeling?
Oh, he don't care now at this point anything about what people think of him as far as being a changeling. So it's just a performance, baby. Just a liar and a sham, baby.
And life
You
life
don't know
is a
that
stage.
Yet, but you know that. Perry doesn't know that yet.
Oh my god, now we're gonna go into episode 28 with all the stuff we know now.
We have to pretend we don't know it.
I know!
Welcome to my world.
Weird flex, okay? Alright, moving right along. Inverted zebra. I know it was discussed that Finn's death probably doesn't fall into his domain considering how and where he died, but if somehow he had appeared working on the ship under Rail's power, how would y'all react? Oh, I said the forbidden word.
Y'all.
You're welcome. Thank you, Inverted Zebra. You've given me more gifts than I can ever imagine. I appreciate that.
Now we can banish her because she said the wrong. She said
Y'all.
the
You
word.
said y'all. You didn't say y'all.
I read it.
That's right.
I'm a reliable narrator. So if Finn
that.
just showed up as a ghosty boy on the ship, how would we all react?
I would not know because I don't know what he looks like.
This is true.
True.
Confirmed.
Except he's not dressed like a sailor. So like everyone else is wearing like sailor's garb, and then there's just big island man.
Oh, so it's just like, oh, the silhouettes.
They're still.
So it would just look.
That's
like
what I thought. They're
the
just like
the logo.
like shadowy figures more so, not so much you can.
I thought. I feel like I remember it being described that you could see their sailor's garb. I could be confusing that with just the fact that Rail has told us they're sailors.
It may also just be like aspects of their silhouette.
This is true
as well.
I don't know. Perry would definitely recognize the silhouette of Finn, and that would be upsetting. And I would have a conversation with Rail about why that happened.
That does bring up the question, though, is if one of us does die on the ship, or on a ship around Rail, or related to Rail, or anything, will one of us come back as one of those ghosts?
Guess we'll have to find out.
One can only hope. Yeah.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
We should test it on Barney.
No. Not gonna test it on
Well, listen, yeah, that's what I said. Let's test it on Barney. I'm down with that
leave
plan.
him alone. He is competent and
No,
good.
he's a fucking
he is
murderer.
My boat dad, and I will die
He's
on
the
this
fucking
hill.
spy, honestly.
Boat dad,
He's
boat
the
dad,
spy.
boat dad.
No, I don't like him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
At least from Perry's perspective, the whole loan from the locker thing is, I don't know if the last rites that she does have anything to do with that. So, we keep joking about, like, her family is the ghosts who show up on
Confirmed.
the boat. But no, not confirmed! And that would be horrifying!
Don't tell me what my storyline's like.
Is it the point of the last rites to keep them from ending up in the locker?
Exactly.
To send them to Iono rather than to Davy Jones?
Right, so Perry is terrified.
I don't know.
Yes. Oh my fucking god. So then at that point, it's just so then let me rephrase the question then. If one of our characters does something to end ourselves up dead and in Davy Jones' locker, misses the final rites, does something shitty, I don't know, then the question comes, would we show up on the boat thanks to Rail?
One can only hope.
I can give you an easy answer. Not anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not anymore.
The wound is still fresh.
Is it? It's been months since we've played at this point.
I regret Shane being muted at this point, just right now.
You know what motivates action? An airstrike!
An airstrike!
Well, they already know at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's 27. Oof. Okay. From Xantajeketh. Devin. / Atlas / Finn / Skyslam. And I'm sorry if this question is a bit personal. When designing Finn and Atlas, did you, being a man of the cloth, in any way influence the characters you portrayed? And what was the message you were trying to convey by doing so?
Not so much. I think there is a level of influence as far as what my characters would be willing to do or not do. But I think that if, like, they don't curse, so, like, I don't care, so I wouldn't, like, suddenly start, characters wouldn't be cursing. My characters don't tend to, like, sleep around, and they don't, I don't know, I think the hardest part is going to be playing probably more so Barrett, because he's a little shadier, but I mean, the way that I play him won't, like, compete against my faith, if that's what you're asking, my religion.
Yeah. Well, one can only hope that you start cussing in character.
Yeah, we have a tier. I mean, honestly. Someday I need to bump that up.
Well, I'm just saying it doesn't count. Like, it's in character.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
Satan.
Well, I'm just saying. There's a lot of things I've done in D&D that I wouldn't do in real life.
So the most awkward things I think, and I think Dwayne agrees, is like anytime Shane is the female, like that we are the male that we have the relationship with. Like, that's always just an awkward thing to do.
But it was very normal when I did it as Alaria with Atlas, just so we're clear. That was another Tuesday night.
Well, and I was like, man, I don't know that I mind making out with Dwayne. I just don't know how this is going to be. Like, my wife is typically in the same room. Yeah. It's not. This is so... And she's like...
I have a door, you know?
So there's that answer.
Okay.
Oh,
actually, there was a follow-up question to this from Inverted Zebra. Is that why Atlas only wore a loincloth? Because you're a man of the cloth? I think these are the real questions that we need to know the answers to.
You get my biceps, but not my testicles. That's what you get. You get to see the nips, but not the hips.
That's in his marital contract,
it's
actually.
Verbatim. I also wrote it in Dwayne's contract to his wife and to Shane's contract and his wife.
That's true.
It's just an added bonus.
The weird thing is he just put it in all caps at the very
Signed,
top.
sealed, delivered.
Like, I was going to see it.
Alright. From Xantajeketh. This is for all of you. Instead of you making your own characters, other people in the group created your character and gave a brief synopsis of what motivates them. What characters would you create for them, and what class, alignment, and race would you have them play? So basically, if we were...
do one per person, right? Like, for sure.
If we were designing characters for each other, what would they be?
I would design for Devin, because I play with Devin enough, so I would know exactly what I think would make him uncomfortable.
Which is?
And well, I mean, he's already playing a bard, so, like, that's pretty close. But realistically, I would 100% make Devin play like either an Oathbreaker Paladin, but that's probably not far enough. I would make him play a Warlock with like just a fucking edgy backstory that he had to play into, like the one that makes you like cringe and stuff. Two reasons: one, because I would love to cringe every time he does something cringy, and two, realistically, because Devin, I love my boy. He would have no problem leaning into that over and over and over again, because I know he would laugh his fucking ass off the whole time. So he would be an edgelord warlock for sure.
Oh my god, that'd be so great.
Ray. Ray would be a male figure and have to talk in like a deep baritone at all times.
Okay, that's fine.
Would also
like an Atlas
yes,
version. Yeah,
basically.
That's fine. Can do.
Goliath speaking giant. You gotta get her to say y'all as much as possible.
Nah.
Yes, and it's a southern. Everything is like southern dialect, all southern
Well,
words.
all right then. I guess we can make this work.
Who hates everyone from the north in all of their ways. But you'd be a dwarf.
Okay. So I'm rocking a sick beard. I'm into this.
And overalls and like a piece of hay.
A straw
hat. Piece of hay.
Oh, I picture it. I see it. We're in Westfall.
And you hold your thumbs underneath it, but you're a dwarf. I don't know. I guess paladin kind of encompasses a lot of things that you could be any variation of that. You're a dwarf farmer. You're not even a fighter. You're just a dwarf farmer.
Actually, that Circle of Land Druid.
My class is farmer.
Yes, that's.
Class is farmer.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. Ride a cow. If I was gonna design for Star, I want to make Star play something she's uncomfortable with.
Oh, do you now?
Good luck.
Which I know I know you don't play casters super often. You've commented on this, but you also, I don't think you tank terribly often either. I know you play Camille, but you've said you're not super familiar with wizard stuff, right?
She played Anya.
Yeah, Anya's tank.
Anya's tank. Oh, you're right.
Anya's real tanky.
Oh gosh, you have no weaknesses. What am I gonna do?
No, I know what my weakness is, but I'm getting better.
I wouldn't say that.
You get to play a lawful good. I don't know. Oh man. Actually, cleric. I'm gonna go out of left field. Lawful good cleric.
Okay.
So you have to cast and you have to tank, which is fun and exciting. And I want you to serve the goddess Umberly, who's the goddess of the sea. She's a big ocean lady. She has tentacles. That's cool.
It's Ursula.
It's Ursula.
Yeah, it's Ursula.
But I want you to be afraid of her. I want you to serve her.
So I have hydrophobia.
Out of fear, not piety.
What race?
Fire Ganassi.
Oh. Yeah, you read my mind. I was
That's
just
good.
about to say Fire Ganassi.
You're a very steamy cleric.
Yes. No, actually, you actually did a pretty good job, because I'm not a big fan of clerics, and I'm also not very good at gishing, which is like doing both melee and casting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at that.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
So.
Congrats.
There you go. You hit it on the head. So are we trying to make each other uncomfortable?
I don't think so. I think we're just.
That's what it says about us as people. That three of us said, let's make the others uncomfortable. So you do you.
It's not true. It's not a stipulation. Honestly, the first thing that my mind goes to with Dwayne is just going straight wizard, human wizard.
No, I play it all the time.
I know,
Please.
right? I don't know if I've ever seen you do any kind of warlock kind of deal.
I have.
Yeah. I mean, it's just,
It's hard.
It is hard
to just
take that.
Not fully knowing everyone's RPG history either.
Dwayne has to unlock a ninth voice.
Ninth voice? You mean a sixth voice?
Oh.
Actually, yeah. I from beyond the grave, Shane is telling us that Dwayne would complain about only having 2 spell slots as warlock. So actually, I really like that.
I did that as Delmore.
This is true.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I did not like his limited spell slots. I would help you out and say that, for me to be uncomfortable, it would be playing a cleric. Yeah, even paladins, I don't like it because being an atheist, having it's not that I hate religion. I just find it a very boring thing to have to be okay, hey buddy, you want to give me some help? It's for my magic juju. No, I'm more I like magic that's will based.
It's funny to me because the the reason why I dislike clerics is not because of anything with their religion. Like, when I was playing Anya, I leaned into it. I had fun with that. That was my first real, like, religious character. But the reason why I don't like clerics is because they can do anything. They feel scatterbrained to me. It's like, oh, I can go do this, and then I can also
It's like your melee bard, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can go cast these things, but then I can also heal, but then I can also, it's like, what, I'm not, it's like a jack of all trades, master
Pick a
of none
lane,
situation.
yeah.
That's what I love about clerics and paladins. I love that.
That's also when I'm kind of, I would like to try playing druid in 5e because I haven't played one since Pathfinder, but I also had that same issue with druids as well, is that they seem to be a little bit of a jack of all trades.
Depends how you build them.
Weirdly,
you know what? I take it back. All of you just have to play Rangers. You're welcome.
That's fine.
Just so that we can hear
Rangers.
every single time we play. Rangers suck in 5e.
So yeah, that's one thing I know. I don't know why. I just know that I'll never be one. Because I don't want to have to stand what comes after saying, hey, I think I'll play a ranger.
Fall from grace.
You literally played a ranger and got lost in the woods.
Bad roll, bro.
Because it was magical. I know, but it was still funny. You did play a ranger.
I'll just pull the Pathfinder ranger class and play that. How about that?
Just mishmash them together.
And I'll just be completely overpowered because Pathfinder Rangers are stupid. Pathfinder, everything is stupid. But, anyway.
Devin's life is a joke to Dwayne.
We've been through this.
No,
I drank out of her mug
I
today.
just think it's
I'm
a
looking at it
boring-
right now. Past
boring
Yankees.
storyline. Alright. Well,
All right.
next
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
From Inverted Zebra. Oh, man. Perry, how big is your lady crush on Finn? Did his dancing help or hurt his chances?
Talk about it.
Both.
Okay. Genuine question. Was I, as Perry, accidentally flirtatious towards Finn? Or is
I don't think
No.
so.
just
Nope.
I think people
No.
just in everything they listen to have to have something to like a. My wife will not watch a movie unless it has like a love story attached. It can be over 10 seasons that the people who are meant to be together don't get together, but they do end up together at the very end.
Oh God, she loved Bones then, right?
She doesn't know about
She was
it.
just so validated.
I will tell her, but I think that's what people in all forms of life, even D&D world, want from a podcast, and so they thought that would be the thing, so they latched onto it hard.
Right, they want something to ship, and Perry was the only normal human female.
The most eligible
the only normal
bachelorette.
Female. Yeah, exactly. The most eligible bachelorette in this situation. And I guess for some reason that also made Finn the most eligible bachelor. Then.
Tall, dark, and handsome. What else?
I
What
guess.
else could you want?
That's true.
Perry,
And he was already fitting the part. He was shirtless 24/7, so he was ready for that reality TV show.
Perry was not interested in Finn in that way whatsoever. His tribal crumping didn't help or hurt him because of that fact.
Racist.
I'm not gonna get into that too much, but no, Perry didn't see Finn like that.
Well, just if you want to know about that, there's a Patreon tier. It really just unlocks Shane's hidden erotica he's been writing. So just be advised.
It's the
a thing.
$69 tier.
The $69. I tried to talk about that. Kimchi talked about that in one episode. The $69 tier. It
Yep.
exists.
Just pay it. You can unlock it.
It doesn't exist until you pay for it.
There's a
There's
custom.
a lot of stuff that's not
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
true.
podcast related. You'll just want to skim over that, and then there's a folder that finally says you made it.
Yeah, you made it. Here it is. Here's the erotica you were looking for.
Naughty bookseller, sell me a naughtiest book. You can't handle my naughtiest book. Okay, moving on. From Xanta Jacketh. Perhaps Zont? I don't know if it's a hard A or a soft A. Play Oslo. Exact personality, but instead of a kobold, make her a Goliath. Go.
So then I just talk like I talk in a southern accent, right?
So it's just you,
Pretty
right?
much.
Yeah.
Aw, I am the tiniest Goliath. I as a person am the tiniest Goliath.
You're a small Goliath, but you're still like too tall to be human.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be nice. I mean, shoot,
Sound
y'all.
like a
Do I just
thought.
talk like
That's a
this all the
good-
time?
I
Let's
think
go
that's
full
the
redneck
idea
on it?
there. Yeah, and
I think so.
your first name has to be
Y'all
a
want some
leaf
Mountain
joke.
Dew?
You can. You grape leafly.
Grape Leafly?
Grape, like a leaf.
Nah, y'all. My name's Ivy.
I have a leaf. That's a
My
lot of
name's
Y's.
Ivy Leafly.
There.
We're all related. We're
It's 'cause
all
they're-
related
It's
down
because
here.
they're southern.
Family tree is just a trunk. A big
tree ain't
trunk.
got no
Trees is all the
limbs.
leaves. We're all the leaves on the family tree, y'all. All them leaves.
All damn leaves. All right. Oh no, I have it. Oh no.
Oh.
So.
You're welcome.
No, thank you. From Zant Jeket. So far since you guys started this campaign, what would you guys personally say was your biggest? Oh shit! I shouldn't have done that moment.
Oh, easy. Turn the boat around.
You should.
Shouldn't have done that.
Agreed. Should not have turned the boat around.
Should have done that. Delmore did it. He would have done it again. Still shouldn't have done that. Oops, shouldn't have done that.
Well, it got cut out because it ended up working out because Oslo wasn't actually seen at the scene of the fight with the guards. But I realized I should have jumped back into Perry's bag on our way into Tangia so that so that Oslo wouldn't have been seen going into Tangia, the city. It ended up not mattering because she had not been seen at the fight. But even then, I think it would have been good for some subtlety.
I should not have threatened that man with a dagger. I thought it was going to work out in my favor. It did not.
I think it worked out great.
It did not work out for your girl.
Body count.
You down one enemy.
I should have got the Pegasi at the rental place instead of horses, and we could have seen what was up.
No, we would have just. I guess we didn't spend any gold because Finn's gone. But
They always get their
Yeah,
gold.
so-
You know,
it would have just been horses with like cardboard wings.
no, they would have been
Oh,
legit.
for sure. It's
Molestia don't play around.
No, they wouldn't have.
You should have gotten the baby
Yeah,
explosive
no,
base.
listen. I've been in enough Shane's campaigns that was bullshit. It was 100% cardboard wings.
For sure.
I have a second one. Actually, this one supersedes the other one. There was a moment in that episode with the fight with the jackal where I could have still tried to make my way into the city through the gate, and I chose not to. It was like basically like, all right, this is your last chance. You want to be in this fight? Nope. All right, we're gonna go.
Does anyone want to guess without Shane saying what he would say his biggest mistake, the thing he wish he wouldn't have done?
Oh, I already got that. That's easy. Nailed it.
One
Nailed
word.
it.
Give it to me in one word.
Got it.
I'm forgetting it
Oh.
right now. Or two
Is it
words.
bacon
Shit
bits?
Oh,
Bacon bits.
bacon
Bacon
bits. Yeah.
Bacon bits.
That'll show
Say
you.
it's law.
Don't you
I love
build
it.
something in and get me all hyped up and then.
Hot and bothered. Yeah.
Ooh.
Bacon bits.
Super good. I love it.
Bacon bits.
Sensitive little bacon bits. From Inverted Zebra.
Couldn't be happier.
What? Do you wish you would have shared... it says lock, I assume this means lick. Do you wish you would have shared a lick of that sap with Finn? I don't know who this is directed at. I licked the
Yes,
sap.
Oslo
Nope.
was a sap.
Sap liquor.
Delmore did not.
You, Delmore. Do you
Delmore
do you
did
regret
not.
this decision?
You would
no,
not
cool.
again.
Moving on.
Nope. Stand by it.
It's a lot of weird stuff.
My last word should
Those
have
are
been.
normal trees
you
to
should have licked the
Delmore.
sap.
Like, it doesn't make sense to lick them.
I could have died of poison from that. Didn't question it even a little bit. Okay. From Silverdusk.
Concern.
I always loved the how would your characters describe the other characters' personalities, like in their autobiographies. So how would our characters describe the other characters? This is fun.
Ooh. Who's going first?
I'll go first. So,
Yeah. Okay. No, go ahead. Sure.
Finn, you're always just you're a tiny lizard or tiny dragon. You mean like physically or just like personality wise? I'm not gonna go into.
No,
His
you just
personality.
describe him in a
Introduce
sentence,
them.
man. Like,
Yeah,
if I were to talk about Devin, like, he's really charismatic. He's gonna make you feel good about your life. He's huge fucking muscles, right? Like,
it's the
that's not how I
for
would describe you, but-
Harry would be a worrywart, but also reliable, and seems to be caring. And then for Delmore, it would be true leader who doesn't portray it, seems to be like putting off leadership. Firm hand, firmer mind, firmer butt. I don't know about that part.
Ooh.
All things firm.
You got the important
The
pieces.
firm.
Yep.
But is extremely reliable.
Like it. Real easy. I got it. So you talk about Oslo. Real cute. Check your pockets. You talk about Perry. Sad and drunk. You talk about Finn. Happy and naive.
There we go. Barrett, far too charming. Don't trust that. Garrett seems to have a solid head on his shoulders. Delmore, pretty good leader, I would think. Maybe a little bit secretive, perhaps. What's he hiding? Finn, an absolutely lovable idiot. Seems strong in his morals, but perhaps naive. And Oslo, that's my emotional support cobbles and my bank account.
So Oslo, let's see. A similar thing for Sky Song. I'm gone. Out of my head. Name's gone. What are names?
He's just too charismatic and he won't shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he's going Karen on people.
Garrett's cool. He made me breathe fire, and I hope he does it again. And I hope he makes it so I can fly, because that'd be cool too. And so I like him. He's neat. I don't know about Delmore, because I like Delmore, and then I didn't like Delmore. And then I liked Delmore, and then I didn't like Delmore. Because he was my size, and we kind of bonded, but then he made stupid decisions, and he almost got us killed. But then we bonded again. And I got to ride as Wolf. And Ryder is cool. Finn's real quiet. And, he seems chill. He's cool. I like him. He seems chill.
And then, Harry.
Emotional support paladin.
Yeah, emotional support bomb. Actually, to be honest,
Harry's probably the nicest tall person I've had so far. And she makes me think of Mama.
Oh.
I got real heavy.
Yep.
That's low.
Hey, you see what you have to live up to now?
You're her mama.
Huh?
I don't know what she has to live up to.
You see that, Perry? You got a lot to live
Your
up
mama
to.
Kabole.
Motherly instincts.
Yep. You better find them.
I kill people.
Kill people.
That's
That is
why she
also
looks up to you.
Mama?
So did her mama.
I drink taxes and pay rum. From Inverted Zebra. What was it like seeing your fellow Primal Knight elephant friend backing the Alliance? How do you think he was turned? Do you worry that they could use something similar on you? Dilmore.
Yeah, I mean, it was fucking shitty, honestly. Like, on a lot of levels. It was shitty as Shane, even though it was good storytelling. Still hated it. But, I mean, for Delmore, I think that he saw the elephant as being used and coerced to, like, protect his family. That's, like, just who he was as a person, what he would have done. Do I think he could have done something similar to Delmore? Fuck, Shane's a DM. He can do whatever he wants at this point, but it wouldn't make sense to me because of like just the grudge Delmore has built up, how much loss. Like at this point, like if he's gonna let Finn die, there isn't much more the Alliance can really take from him. If they've already killed his family, they've already killed Finn. You know, they've already turned the elephant. Like what other leverage? I mean, does he have? Short of straight up magic, right?
The unsinkable Delmore.
There you go. That's a new ship. Done.
I guess.
That seems like a challenge to the DM, and I don't want to invoke that upon us.
Oh,
She's
I'm
made
not
of
scared.
steel, I assure you, she can say. Garrett and Barrett, first impressions of the crew, also from Inverted Zebra, who's carrying the show on his back at this moment.
Oslo, Tiny Dragon, super into, gotta love it. Perry, he he just thinks Perry's a little too wound up. And then when it comes to like Barney seems weird to him, but not for any other reason than like he seems too normal for the rest of the crew. Like from Garrett's perspective, like from what he knows, super into Rail, loves his abilities, loves his stuff, hasn't really interacted with everybody else.
Sky Song. Oslo's pretty cool. Fights the bird a lot. Not anymore. Big thanks to my good buddy over here, Garrett. The captain seems like a bit of a crybaby, a little inept. But she's got the job, so she wears the hat, so that must be important.
Hateful.
Rail is a freak, but it's very cool what he does with his powers. And Barney is... Gotta keep an eye on him. Don't trust him.
Alright. Concise. From Inverted Zebra. If it turned out that Ryder could instinctively / magically GPS home in on Delmore's location, how would you use that intel, and do you think you guys would have any chance of success on a rescue mission of that magnitude? Intriguing. It depends on where he pings his location.
I think at this point, right now, where we are with levels and all that stuff, and how disorganized and kind of discordant the four of us are, for lack of a term, I don't think that we could rescue him the way we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of every... Oh, go ahead.
Ryder is a ball now. Which is sad.
No, we took all of him with us when we bacon bitted.
I just have the
we put him
he's
in
like in the orb.
I thought we had the whole thing.
No, we just have the orb.
Nope.
Yeah, I definitely...
Yeah, the memory bank.
If there was a way to GPS to where Delmore as Para would be very interested in pursuing that, because she's decided that they are still alive somewhere. But...
Bro.
Yeah?
Devin, yes?
We're gonna frickin' get Heimsmark to build us a new ship. We're gonna put the memory core into the ship, and he's gonna be our frickin' boat from now on.
He's gonna dog paddle.
Yes.
He's gonna dog paddle!
Oh, I love it.
He's gonna be
It's
our
a
water
fucking
dog.
transformer boat.
Next question.
That's what we're doing.
He just turns into a giant
nailed
wolf on land. It's a multi-terrain vehicle. He can just walk. He's just a duck now.
He's MTV.
He's just a duck.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, so if we knew where Delmore was, I think it would depend on where he was and whether or not that would be any kind of indication as to whether we could launch a rescue mission.
If that's ever a thing, we will need a lot of resources, and we need to be much higher than level 4.
Or have you
Or just like a good
stealth
plan,
mission?
like a transfer or something.
I have, and considering I'm the only one that's particularly stealthy, I'm the one who's going to die.
But have you considered?
Well, yeah. First of all, hold on.
stealth mission?
You don't. First of all, you don't know shit about Garrett.
True.
Give me.
I
some
could be
time.
anyone. I could be you.
And second,
That's okay,
yeah.
that's a good
Second,
one. You couldn't be me. I'm
Perry
so
doesn't go on whatever stealth mission we have, unless she's going with no armor.
That's all I am, though. I'm nothing but armor.
Because everything is just at disadvantage in that armor.
Clang.
Clang, clang, clang.
So like, that's
Like,
not ideal.
fully tanky.
$69 tier. Perry goes in her skivvies.
You're not naked under armor. I cannot emphasize this
You're
enough.
not.
There's some chafing there.
I said
bud.
skivvies.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Inverted Zebra
Oh,
asks.
I say skivvies and you say she's not naked. I say skivvies and you go, like, you gotta pick one. There's clothes or there's not.
There's like, okay, we're not gonna go through the geologic layers of my character's clothing.
Because of course they're geologic.
Not on air.
Of course.
Inverted Zebra
That's a
asks.
$69 tier.
You get to pick out one gift for a party member. It can be magical or mundane, and price is no issue. What is it and who is it for? I answered this in a whole episode, so someone else.
That's true.
You answered this. Oh yeah, you did because you gave everyone stuff.
I would get a pair of wings, like these like metal wings. It would like collapse into a very small pack for Oslo.
So not even joking, I was hoping that would be the end game with Delmore. I was hoping that eventually I could get Delmore to build me some collapsible fucking wings.
So So I had no idea what I was gonna get from the Phoenix gift, but I was hoping to get like Phoenix something and then turn it into wings.
Yes.
For my buddy.
And then I got a necklace, so I gave it away.
For Garrett, I'd buy him just like a plethora of rare herbs and spices and things for mixing potions.
Got it. So what I just learned, Sky Song has no idea what Garrett does. I bought you a bunch of cooking supplies.
Here's some butter and some salt and I found this snail on the way back.
Can you make me a nice stew?
And then for Ray, for Perry, I would get her a bottle of rum. Actually, it fits for both of them. So either way.
A smile. Get her a smile.
I get her a friend.
She has a friend. It's me.
As you fly into the distance, it was me.
Did you hear squawking birds in the distance?
Oh my
Take
gosh,
that!
you could just like attack
Just
the
swarm.
Oh, I would pay any amount of money to see the dog
These
fight
wings are
between
great, but
Oslo
can I get a
and
flamethrower that's activated with my jaws?
Man.
Oh my god. I have been practicing I'm a fucking dragon, so.
I'm working on it. Okay,
I'm not
leveling
very
up
good,
slowly
I'm
but
not
surely.
very good voice actor, actress, whatever. I don't do accents very well, but
I'm a fucking dragon.
Oh, that's very good.
Eventually, I'm gonna get a 9th level spell. It's fine.
eventually.
Oof. Anyone else wanna?
I'm trying to think as Oslo is the problem. Oslo
Just
has
bones.
a very skewed,
Just
Oslo
like
has a very
bones and
skewed
food.
idea of good gifts. She would absolutely like try and find like the biggest, prettiest, shiniest either rock or like
Pebbles.
really delicious like food. Like if she could just like carry
Give 'em
in this, like,
pebbles.
this, like big roast on a stick or something.
Oh, that'd be nice. That sounds great right now. She's just the pebble and the penguin, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Tag yourself. Are you the pebble or the penguin? I'm the rock. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? We good? We moving on? We moving on? Okay.
Yep.
Inverted Zebra asks, if your next level had to go multi-class, what would you take and how would you make it jive with your PC's story?
Barbarian, so I could rage.
Again.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
You turn into a screamo singer. That is your rage.
I think I'm probably just gonna go rogue. This seems
I could see.
obvious.
Barbarians are great. I'm not dissing barbarians. That was my first ever multi-class, but it doesn't seem Sky Song style though.
There's an advanced class in Pathfinder called the Scald that is actually a barbarian. You have a raging song.
Mm-hmm.
It's raging semi.
Sing.
Well, Oslo is already multi-classing into fighter so that I can get proficiency with the gun. After that, I'm trying to decide still how many levels in each I want to go. I think I may go just straight rogue after that. I don't know. I have to weigh the options here.
Probably. I don't know. It would be Edge Warlock. Actually, what am I talking about?
Oh, who's your
Really?
patron?
I mean, I don't know, man. I hadn't thought that much. It would be. It would be.
Devin.
It would be the fucking locker. It would be
Not even David
Not David
Jones,
Jones, his
buddy.
He
locker.
keeps his pets.
the locker.
locker.
That's right. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit about Davy Jones. Me and Rail would be best buds. He would be my mentor.
Oh, that's cute.
That's where I learned it from. That's how I explain
He's your
it.
op-ed.
He converted me.
Cool.
I offer the same deal Rail got. I don't want that deal. He is fucking depressed.
It's 4 hours of sleep.
Whatever deal he got, I don't want
Actually,
it.
hey, if 2 of you were doing that, he could sleep more.
True.
I definitely don't want it.
It's one
That
per
motherfucker's
ship.
just on the ship all day. Yeah, fuck that.
We're all on
good-
the ship all day. It's a nautical campaign.
Yeah, but he's
He's gotta
working the
keep his
whole
hands on the
time.
rails.
Well, hold on. Anyways.
Here's my secret. I'm not good enough at D&D to know what's a viable multi-class and what is not, like, advantageous. So narratively, I think the only two...
Oh, You keep going. I was gonna offer some suggestions.
Oh, well, I was going to say narratively the only two things that make sense would be cleric or fighter.
We've already been a fighter once
yeah,
with Perry, so maybe not that.
I'm
You took 3 levels in it, didn't you?
I don't know what kind of stats.
Yeah, I took 3 levels in that.
Paladin Sorcerer is good. Paladin Warlock is real good.
Let's all take 1 in Warlock and just make this game real
Just all
interesting.
be Warlocks and Davy Jones.
I love Warlocks.
Except for
Warlocks
Perry.
are good. That could be fun, actually. I could 2-time
I
Iono.
think. Is that a thing? I think also.
No,
I do think Fighter would work well too.
Mm-hmm. I think Fighter makes more sense.
I think Barbarian.
Yeah, I agree.
Narratively, Fighter would be fun, just like training with Barnabas on the boat or something like that.
Square up.
Square up, my dude.
Just a lot of that.
Square up, my dude. All right, Perry, that's me. This is from Inverted Zebra. As a paladin of Iono, what's your hard line that won't be crossed? That action that if another PC or NPC did it in front of you would have a swift and merciless death. All based on the answer, who is most likely to cross that line? Perry's moral compass. Perry's moral compass is a dog collar around her neck.
Loosey goosey.
But,
Is a dog collar around your neck?
I don't know. It's not like hard and fast what Iono wants of her. That is her moral compass, kind of the opposite a little bit. She was very upset by Finn whacking the knife. And that was
Dang,
also the swift.
So if you want to know with the hard and fast, and like if whacking the knife is, you got to join the $69 tier to get all this. And the choking the collar, what really makes that happen? $69 tier. You said all these words yourself.
Stop. I was about to say something that was just going to feed into that, and I've calmed myself and I've done it. No! Stop! My sweet baby girl. I quit the show.
There's a reason why Shane is muted right now. He's just cackling over there. You can just see him cackling in his chair like a fucking supervillain.
So what were you going to say, Perry? Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. The one line that was crossed was the thing Finn did, but it had nothing to do with her faith. Anyway. From Inverted Zebra. Barrett. Regrets on your recent, shiny moment with the egg.
I don't have any yet. I don't really know what it does, except that I have this egg, and supposedly I know that it will hatch and become a result of like the fable thing. Depending on how I am, this thing will come about, and I don't know when, but I have it, and a golden egg.
Fucking mimic.
Oh, a mimic would be so good. Ooh.
I think it's gonna be interesting, whatever it is.
It's like a multi-headed, like a hydra.
Oslo fights the mimic.
It's just forever. You always get XP from it. You're like level 40 when we're level 10 because you're just constantly fighting this mimic.
It makes me wonder how things would have gone if we'd actually had the baby displacer beast on the ship, because I'm not sure if Oslo would have gotten along with that or not. And it's a cat, it's not a bird. And also it can phase into the ethereal plane, so that's something.
Yeah, its own space. Its space is just on another plane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Inverted Zebra asks, Oslo, you can't be certain at this point that Finn is dead, so how are you gonna explain roasting his bird if he did come back?
Look, it was coming at me. That thing was gonna kill me. I had to
It was
act or I was
coming right
gonna
for
die.
me.
It was gonna knock me off the thing, and I was gonna fall into the ocean and die, so I had to do something.
To be fair, it was just one breath of fire, Finn. It's fine.
Yeah, that's all it
Very
took.
quick.
Maybe you should train your bird to be more beefy.
And he would, because he
Yeah, get a
couldn't
better
train it, so it
bird,
was like,
nerd.
I agree. It was not a good bird.
Aww.
I hope you at least
Got him.
ate the bird.
No, it's too burnt.
Oh, that's right.
Should have made a save. Upsetting. Okay.
I didn't expect it to roll a 1.
From Jack the Ripper 18. Or Jake the Ripper. Ooh. Jake the Ripper 18. Jack the Ripper, back from the grave. He's here for us. So for anyone who wishes to give an answer, Iona seems pretty chill at first, but later seems like he'd be pretty into a crusade. Anyone have thoughts on this? But more specifically, Ray, is there anything in connection with Inverted Zebra's question that would cause Perry to no longer wish to serve Iono? And if that ever came, what would be her next course of action? Follow a different god? Become non-religious? I just asked because of the rail convo and how he phrases it in the direction it takes him makes it seem like old Iono has zero chill. You're right, Iono has zero chill, I think. Perry's got that blind faith, though, so I don't know how she would react to... Like, Iono's not nice to her already, so I don't know what would have to change to make her not follow him, because it's the only thing she's ever done. A holy war, perhaps? Who's to say? Yeah, the impending holy war you guys don't know about.
Yeah, you know, the thing you haven't mentioned to us.
The underlying spiritual
It'll be fine.
war that's going on, yeah.
I mentioned it once. To Oslo.
When?
To Oslo. I
When?
was the chosen champion of Iono.
Oh, right, when we were drunk.
That's, nothing moves a plot along like a holy war.
When our characters are fucking drunk.
When else do you expect Perry to be emotionally vulnerable?
Got him. She's got you there.
Like
Yep.
that. Yeah, Iono has zero
Yes.
chill, and she has very confused thoughts about who Davy Jones is. So, there's that. I don't know, I think a lot about that moist god. Lord of the Grasping Waters. I'm a paladin in the hands of a moist god, what can I say?
$69 cheer.
You know? I'll do it.
Do what?
Oh, you know. Inverted
Whatever.
Zebra asks.
Whatever.
Oh, my sweet baby brother, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Inverted Zebra asks,
I'm not.
Garrett, is turning Oslo into a dragon one of those things that you did because you discussed it? Things that we did because we could without wondering if we should? I mean, what's your motivation for that doing? What is your motivation to do that for her? Wow, that took like 4 switchbacks in the middle of that sentence.
Why did I turn her into
Yes,
a
did you think
dragon?
about
Why
it, or
did
did you
Garrett
just
turn
do
into
it?
a dragon? Oh, no, 100% Garrett has a level in him where it's just like, that'd be pretty cool, right? Like, that's all alchemy and magic is to him to some degree, some base level. He's still a child. That's pretty cool.
Well, and
So I gave her the ability to breathe fire.
the phrasing of doing so because we can instead of wondering if we should makes it feel like if Asa becomes a dragon, we're going to have a fucking like Jurassic Park situation on our hands or something.
There's fire on the ship, and that's bad enough. Oh my goodness. I love that.
What have we done?
That's pretty fair.
Oh,
I know
that's so
that.
good.
Oh my god, someone please give Asa some like toy dinosaurs to play with.
We shall call it this
Done.
land.
It's little like bone carved dinosaur toys.
Yes, like dinosaur chicken nuggets. Then she can eat them after she's done.
They're
playing.
really
If
good,
they're
though.
bones, she can still eat them. From Jake the Ripper. For the party, are there plans to eventually notify Finnegan's family of his passing? We don't know where they are.
No.
They feel it in
Yeah,
their
do we just
spirits.
know where
They don't have to be told.
Do we know where the Pulasa Isles are?
I mean, we got a
Oslo
map.
doesn't.
Nah. Do we care where they are? Was the other question?
So every family plants a seed, and the seed doesn't grow until the person dies and their soul returns to the earth, and that tree begins to grow. So recently it started sprouting, and they already know he's dead.
Yeah, so in 6 to 12 months, like on a normal tree lifespan, they'll see a small... He probably died a year
And
ago.
they'll start
Fuck.
just sucking the sap out of that thing right away.
That is an awful image.
There's been a lot of talk tonight about the $69 tier.
You're gross. Don't bring that up.
You're welcome.
We gotta do it sometime.
That's what she said.
But only if
That's... Oh.
desired. Anything for the patrons, you know?
Next
I'm
question.
saying a lot of things without any indication of whether I can hold up the deal. Inverted Zebra asks, Barrett/Garrett, you guys have made some inroads with the rebellion as spies and information gatherers. Any thoughts on why your talents are being used on a simple prison transport mission?
Yeah, bro, I'm a trusted spy gatherer. spy information. That's what I do. I'm a top man for the Resistance.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett brings it up, like when they're assigned the mission. Like, you want us to do this? That seems weird. It's very against what they normally do. So he definitely thinks it's weird. But at the same time, like, potion recipes, dog.
They're just like running delivery on a couple of backwater.
Is this a good time to bring up
whatever.
the one like other theory we were discussing?
Ooh, there is one more question. We want to talk about it after that one.
Go ahead. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll jump back.
Sure.
Put a pin in it. Final question from Inverted Zebra. If Giant was a southern debutante, then what is the next mythical language your characters want to learn, and what's your best guess at its earthly tongue? This is a fun question. What do you think other languages sound like? I think Halfling sounds like Irish or Minnesotan accent.
I like it.
I'll go ahead and speak for Shane. I think dwarves he says are Russian.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I dig it.
All elves sound like Twerky.
No, Twerky was a dwarf.
Was he? Oh, he was. Yeah, and the elf had the.
The elf had the
that's
real
right,
deep
that's right.
voice.
So all dwarves sound like Twerky.
All dwarves sound like Twerky. My name's. I haven't given a lot of thought to what D&D. Oh no, Infernal is German, if I remember correctly. I have heard some friends discuss that Infernal is German. Just because it sounds so harsh.
Das ist gut. Das ist los.
I have not thought about this at all. This is not a good question for me.
Think now. Use your brain.
I don't have that. Let's do.
It's fair.
But yes, let's talk about our theories.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was what you were transitioning into. Sorry.
No, I was not. No. I was trying.
Oh.
I was gonna attempt
I'm
a
done.
language.
Keep doing your thing.
No. So I'll try one language. So let's do. Because I've done this, I think Orcish is Atlas. Anything that Atlas says. Southern plantation.
Yeah,
owner.
Orcish is southern farmer. Yeah, 100%.
But what happened to Giantish being southern?
It's a
No,
dialect.
but southern plantation, they're different. It's
like
different.
southern versus like.
It's no.
Redneck versus.
Go ahead. You keep going. I'm good.
No, go ahead.
No. You finish yours. I just got mine in a flash.
Oh, that's it. I'm done. That was the one I was doing.
Okay, mine is easy. Dragonborn, and it's plantation owner. Yep, 100%. Because I will always think of Dragonborn as plantation owner because Devin has played 2
They were
Dragonborns
brothers.
with us, and each time Chauncey was like from the south. So it was very much Devin played a Dragonborn and had the Foghorn Leghorn.
So very much like,
it was not just Atlas voice. Yes, it was way more I do declare.
I do declare.
I've come a long way from that
So
one
it was
voice
great. I would do that.
to Atlas to
Yeah,
fit
now
it
he's got a bunch of different southern versions.
You got like 5 whole voices now.
How does it feel?
Climbing that ladder, bro.
Huh?
More than I got.
Climbing that DM ladder.
Yeah.
Soon.
Oh no,
That's right.
Draconic. Okay, Kobold Draconic because I've been running Horde of the Dragon Queen, so I've been doing a lot of Kobold voices. It always defaults to Oslo's kind of like
Yep.
chattering noise.
And what
Oh
accent
yeah,
is that?
Kobolds definitely have that. Yep. It's like a Popeyes.
Mr. Krabs kind of thing.
Mr. Krabs.
It's your Popeyes Kobold. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Krabs for sure.
Yeah.
That makes me want to use SpongeBob as like a race.
As a race.
Squidward.
Playable race in D&D SpongeBob.
Squidward. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just a coral race. It'll be perfect.
Hmm.
Doesn't even have to be a
They're
sponge.
animals. Okay.
Don't you want Santa to visit? Sponge.
So
Anyways,
those are all the questions
we have one SpongeBob books. It's a fucking Christmas one.
Those are all the questions we received. Thank you everyone to send those in. Those were fun to answer. Now,
All
Deb,
3 of you. Here's some
All 3 of you.
questions.
There were 4, I think.
Yeah, so here's my theory. And it may be completely wrong. I think, as far as us as players looking at the story, that someone who's not us within our ranks has to be a traitor informant. Now, I thought about this today. It just hit me. The guy's name is the Ram, or Rommel, but I think of Erwin Rommel, the German officer who was a traitor to Hitler, to his own person, tried to kill him. I think Shane has just embodied Rommel from Rommel, and
I thought you were gonna say Hitler.
Rommel is working with Barney, and so they're in cahoots with one another and work for the Alliance, but as top-tiered officers in the Resistance. And so I, as Skysong, think that he doesn't know that I'm a double agent, but he absolutely knows that I'm a double agent and is playing me whilst working for the Alliance, whilst systematically going in and messing with. He's basically doing what I'm doing, but for the other side. He's like a triple agent almost. So that's what I think.
So I agree with that because that would also line up with the Jackal knew we were coming. He was prepared for us, that kind of thing. My problem is he had the stone, the little disc thingy that lets us into the Spears of Jones and lets us into Rombius. So why would he withhold that information? Because if the Alliance or whoever ultimately airstruck us knew where Rombius was and knew how to get into Rombius and had a way to get things in there, why did they wait for us to do it? Why didn't they just go ahead and airstrike it before we even got there? Were we the catalyst for that, or what?
Maybe Hymes Mark has something to do with it.
That's because you're wrong. That's not the right theory. It's Barnaby. He's the spy.
It's one of them. What Dwayne says makes me believe that if that's the case, then that's why we got Barney in, and now he's just there.
Because Barney never had access to a key. He got in. The one time we talked to Alliance soldiers with Barney around, he was real keen on those motherfuckers not saying a fucking word, like, to anyone. So I stand by that. I hate him. I think he's the devil. So he's the spy. You would. You think Rail's okay?
Is the spy and Barnabas has no idea, but now I'm kind of beginning to rethink that. Because you have a point.
Yeah, it's Barney.
He was real twitchy around the soldiers.
Hey, fucking murdered him for no reason. There's no good reason for that.
I was very close to murdering them myself, but that's just because I'm a murder lizard.
Yeah.
The key that got us past the Spear of Jones, why would Barnabas know what that is?
Because he's a fucking spy, and he knows what it is, he just hasn't got his hands on it yet.
To be dumb. That's what spies do. Oh, this thing. Or know too much about it.
Yeah, like Spy Song. He knew too much about stuff.
That's true.
He was a spy. He got some weird radio communication via his situation.
Jingling.
Barney's the same way. Barney is 100% the spy.
So Spy Song,
if I played an evil character, I would kill him.
Spy Song hasn't actually been to Rombius. He's just been bullshitting this entire time. Am I correct in that?
No, I think he's been there. If I had to spin something from a backstory, I think he's been there on a few occasions.
I'm just waiting for the DM chats to come through. It says no, you fucking idiot.
He's been there a couple times.
He says no.
He's been there. You know.
Yeah, I think he's been there. You know, the more I think about it,
makes sense that he's probably been there. He's been there. Yeah, it makes sense.
I've been here, there, mostly.
That reminds me of. Yeah, I've probably sewn through these these rocks or whatever. And there's like, no, you haven't. Yeah, but I've probably done this. No, you haven't. Well, fuck my agency, right? That was really great.
No, not even once.
You guys was awesome.
I scubaed near the Spears of Jones. That was pretty much.
Nope, you've never been near them.
Pretty much. I've seen the mountains in the distance. I just keep working back from the.
Nope.
I've saw it on a map.
I've read them in a book. Roll a history check.
You've never read a book. I saw a library once.
On the ocean before? Nope, no, you haven't.
I drank a cup of water when I was a boy.
I try to invoke one reality and.
So, anyways, how about not having a boat? Were you guys on that? Since this is that episode.
Are we gonna ask the proprietor for another boat?
We're gonna have Heimsmark build a boat. We're gonna put Ryder into it.
Well, okay, Okay, so
I'm making a potion shop,
There's-
guys. What are you talking about? This
there's
nautical
a,
campaign's over.
We live on the menagerie now and do sign quests.
Shane says
Yeah,
that bacon bits
100%.
happens when he gives us agency.
He's not wrong.
it's true. So when we hop back into episode 28, there's gonna have to be a big catharsis of us processing what the fuck just happened before we even think about getting another
The
boat.
world is ending, and I'm shit-faced. And that is a big deal for me.
Well,
Which part?
oh yeah.
Because I don't think it's the former.
I'm so glad the DM says he has a plan because we do not.
But I would hope so. By this point, he has a plan. I had hoped.
That's the first signs of that, Shane. So I can't wait.
Oh, he says after the recording, so we gotta go. We're gonna let you go.
We gotta wrap up
thanks for-
right now. So anyway, thank you for joining us.
Like yesterday.
But seriously, that is the
Later,
end, right? I don't think I
nerds.
have anything else.
I mean, that was pretty much it. Do we wanna...
That was great. Thank you for joining us all on this this very special Q&A.
Yeah, it'll just be-
Coming out right after Bacon Bits.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We need to rep some Min-Max Mankind if this is going to be coming out in May.
Yes.
No?
It's not gonna be.
It won't be out in May
Devin, why are you shaking your head?
because it'll be after the 26th. Because we don't want people to hear this before they get to where what we know as characters and have played.
Right, we want it to be after 27.
Yes, which will be in 2 weeks into June.
Oh, okay.
But Min-Max Mankind was awesome. We got
It was awesome.
we had a lot of people who donated.
No, stop it.
Commissions?
Stop it. You're done. Last time we did this, it went poorly. So we're done hyping it up that it went super
We're
great.
gonna make at least $3,500. That's the goal.
It's gonna be fucking $12 in the fucking thing
We've been
now.
jinxed.
Good job.
Yes. Try and speak it into
You
existence.
did this. Shane, it's Devin's fault this time.
Yeah. Oh, so he's blaming you for last time.
Shit.
Anyways, it's your show, Ray. Do
No,
what
I
you
had
want.
dope last time.
It's it went the way it went. I think we can all agree that Min-Max Mankind went the way it went, and it did not go any other way. But thank you for joining us on this very special Q&A, no DM allowed. Thank you everyone who asked us questions.
Oh, hey, wait.
Yes.
We need to,
Oh yeah.
Shane's, headphones on.
Dwayne, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, I guess. Shane, headphones back on. It's fine. That won't be in the recording. It's
He
fine.
said
see.
recycle.
So let's end the episode the way we end all
Mhm.
episodes. So I want to end this episode. I want to end this episode with a question, with a really, really important question. Is everybody
Yeah.
ready? Okay. How do you have a nautical campaign if you don't have a ship? I don't want answers. Just think about it next time.
On to next time.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.